What's going on, my Trainer Club? This weekend is going to be Dratini Comm Day in Pokemon Go, the classic, bringing the Pokemon back. So, you know what time it is. I'm going to break down all the tips. So, welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, are you guys excited about Dratini Comm Day in Pokemon Go? Because not only do we have Dratini coming out, we also have tons of XL candy, and we have the Stardust bonus, which is going to be my favorite bonus in Pokemon Go. Think about this. In the month of December, we have two, yes, you heard it here, two Comm Days with Stardust 3 times catch bonus, which is insane. So for anybody out there wanting to increase your Stardust, this is the best month for you in Pokemon Go so far. And then we have the Christmas event coming up, obviously in December, which usually brings about Delibird, as well as potentially even coming through for some type of Thanksgiving event. So there's a lot of Stardust to be had here and a lot of opportunity for all of us. So with that said, let's get into the tips. So we have November 5th on Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. and I will be streaming the last hour of the event. So I hope you guys are excited about this. I was going to say that I was going to stream when we do have the Comm Day, raid bonus from the Dragonaire, but unfortunately that is not happening with tier 4 raids for this specific event. That is going to be regular Comm Days. I think it would be cool with the classic, but hey, who do I know and what do I know? All right, so with that said, let's get into the tips because we have Dratini Comm Day going down on Saturday. The bonuses are going to be 3-hour lure modules. We are going to have 3-hour incenses. We are going to have Dratinis spawning everywhere with increased shiny odds. And there's going to be the 3 times catch Stardust, which is one of the biggest things that we are going to focus on in these tips. Not only that, there is going to be photo bombs, field research, and more during this day. And then also Dragonite can be evolved into with the moveset of Draco Meteor, which we will check out, not in this video, but on Friday when I do give you the research to see if it's going to be worth powering up this. So with all that said, let's get to our top tips, starting off with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is going to be talking about the items we are going to need for this event. If you think about it, guys, Comm Day is consistently happening. Every single time, I want you guys to use your Comm Day as a refinement of how well did you do, how many catches did you get done, how many balls did you go through, and so forth, because that's going to help you gauge what is possible for you for the future. So for this specific Comm Day, I'm going to recommend as many Ultra and Great Balls as possible. I always prefer for that 3-hour period around 750 combination. So we have the balls checked away. You want Pineapple Berries. As I always tell you guys, Dratini and Kanto Pokemon are going to get rarer and rarer as the game does progress because they are farther in the back, right? So what I want you guys to do is treat this as if you're never going to see another Dratini in your life. Pineapple as many as possible and get as much XL candy as possible and catch as many as possible, get as many shinies as possible, because it's going to make you more foolproof for the future, because Dragonite, although I will give you guys a hint here, it is not the best meta attacker for the regular. The Shadow is very, very strong. So we want XL candy, we want the Stardust, we want to be ready for it. And then also for everybody out there, I want to remind you that Dratini does contribute towards the Dragon Medal, and the Dragon Medal is one of the harder medals to get in Pokemon Go. So having a Comm Day with a Dragon Pokemon is an easy way to be able to contribute towards that Platinum Dragon Medal, which then allows dragons to be easier caught in Pokemon Go. Not only that, I also want you guys to realize that you need 6 star pieces throughout the day, because the 6 star pieces are going to help you go for the entire 3 hours. And then as far as our eggs go, if you can have 12-kilometer eggs, that will be the best thing for you guys, because stacking up on these eggs will help you in this day, right? It is for surely going to make sure that you guys can get as much Stardust as possible, because hatching 12-kilometer eggs will give you approximately 100,000 Stardust just by itself. And then you're going to need 1 incense that can go for 3 hours, or you could use 8 total incenses and last that for 24 hours, which is quite a good bargain. And then as far as the lure modules, regular lure modules are going to be mighty efficient for this day. So with all that said, let's get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be thinking about where do you want to play this event. I always suggest you guys to be in a very, very populated area. Not only that's populated, condensed in a little area, but also has more around it, such as places like San Diego, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, things like that, where you can have the area such as Central Park in New York City, where you do play most of the time. But then also, if you want to get more field research to try to get good IVs coming from there, and even good IV shinies coming from the field research, you can do that, because you need more Pokestops for that. And that's the one downside about playing in a very condensed area, or just just focusing on something like a Walmart parking lot for the spawns, and then you don't have enough way to go ahead and re-up your bag, which is a problem. Not only that, we want to talk about clearing out our bag. I want you guys, as always, to try to get your bag down 33% each and every time. Personally, I'm just going to share what I'm doing right now. I am hoping that at some point this year, because last year in November, we actually had the bonus of 4 times the likelihood of XL candy when coming from a transfer, which meant that the XL coming from legendary Pokemon was almost guaranteed. I'm hoping at some point that we do see that bonus come back because I did really like that. So I am holding a little bit more legendaries. I still have approximately 500 to 1,000 spots that I have available, but I am holding a lot of Pokemon that when hopefully that does happen, I can dump all these Pokemon and then I'll have about 2,000 spots ready to go. Not only that, I want to make sure you guys play in the areas that are conducive for this gameplay, which are circular, more not super huge, but circular type places with a decent amount of Pokestops, great local parks, sometimes downtown areas, and other things like that that is going to serve you guys the best for this game, which then is going to lead us to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be at the start of the event and 30 minutes beforehand. So number 1 thing, do not complete any field research tasks from midnight all the way until the event starts at 2 p.m. in the area you're going to be playing, because those will switch over to potentially Dratini spawns coming from that field research and the boosted items, which can include things such as Ultra Balls, Great Balls, Pineapple Berries, and Dratini encounters, Stardust. I mean, guys, do I need to go over more? I mean, that pretty much sums up everything that you're going to need throughout the day. And not only do we need that, but we also need our megas. Which mega is going to be recommended? Anything that's going to be a Dragon Mega. You can use Mega Charizard X, you can use Mega Latios, you can use Mega Latias, and Mega Altaria also works. So you have 4 different options for you guys to be able to use right now. Mega level 3, whichever one does hit that, that's going to be what you definitely want to choose, because like I said, catching as many of these Pokemon to get as much XL candy is the number 1 goal. And remember, shadows cost 360 XL candy to max out, so it's not just 296 when you are looking at the shadows, and this Pokemon's going to get rarer and rarer. And at the start of the event, if you guys have been listening to me and stocking up on all of your Stardust boosted tasks, this is the time to clear through all of them, because then we have Teddiursa Comm Day the next weekend. That's also going to be 3 times Catch Stardust. So blowing through all of your stack field research on this Comm Day and then starting over again as much as possible is going to be very important for all of you guys. Do not miss out on this. Do not overlook it. Make sure to do this and then move on with yourself. And Starmie is actually the new November research, which is a 2nd tier evolution Pokemon. So you can wait to claim Starmie on Comm Day as well. And then once the event starts, make sure to put on all of your star pieces. You can also start pre-incubating some of your 12-kilometer eggs, because this has nothing to do with an egg hatch bonus. So having those things already walked maybe to like 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, I probably wouldn't go too much over 6, because then you get the risk of accidentally opening your phone and maybe you did go on like a faster walk pace and you didn't have Pokemon go up, and then you get pushed those adventure sync miles, which is not the best thing for you guys. And the last thing I'm going to recommend is that even though it is not going to be XP boost, there's no harm in saving up your friendship bonuses and then opening them on Comm Day when a lot of people are playing this game, because that's probably one of the biggest things for me, is to just go after this as much as possible and have as many bonuses being activated when the most amount of people are playing, and activating and hitting best friends, ultra friends, even great friends if you're just new to a friend on this day on a lucky egg is going to exponentiate your XP and exponentiating all of our bonuses. This is going to be one of those times where you micro focus all of your effort and energy into an event to try to get more out of much less time, which then leads us to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be all about Dratini spawning. Not only that, we want to know what the 100% IVs for this Pokemon are, as well as PvP IVs for this Pokemon. So this is a Dragon type Pokemon. It will only be boosted in the windy weather, and the level 15 100% IV is going to be 430 coming out. Not only that, the 100% IV non-windy weather is going to be 861 at level 30, so that will be the highest Pokemon you can catch. And the way to know like what a guaranteed 100% IV, a lot of people do pop in the live streams and ask me, it is going to be this. Level 30 is the only guaranteed 100% IV. Each level has their own unique one, but it has to match the level and the CP, which is kind of hard to do and guess for. And then in the wild, if it does get weather boosted, it can go all the way to level 35. And the 100% IV is going to be 933 at level 35. So that will then take the spot of the 861. It will replace it as the only guaranteed one. 861 can still be the hundo, but it also cannot be once the windy weather is in effect. Not only that, make sure you guys do know about the skip animation trick, and also hitting excellent curveball throws are going to give you a lot of XP. Even if it's not an XP boosted event, it still does matter, and Dratini is actually a relatively easy excellent throw because of where it sits, how big the hitbox is, and it's something that you guys do want to use as practice for the future if you're not a perfectionist or you haven't really worked on hitting excellent curveball throws. And as far as the PvP IVs, Dragonite in the Great League is actually ranked 56 with 100% PvP IVs for Dragonite at a 315-14. And in the Ultra League, it's going to be ranked 46 at 100% IV for the PvP at 013-15, which then leads us to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is going to be all about finishing the event and then what do we do after. So obviously you have all the way until 7 p.m. to be able to do the evolutions to get Draco Meteor. Like I talked about on Friday, we will talk about this moveset in this Pokemon if it's going to be worth it. But not only that, let's talk about why trading is important. Number 1, you can get Luckies. Number 2, you can get 100% IVs. Number 3, Luckies being powered up are so much cheaper than non-Luckies. So you do have that option, and it does give you extra XL candy if you can save it and trade with a person that is over 100 kilometers in Pokemon Go to be able to do. So you have a good hour to trade. You can definitely get in and around 100 trades. It might be pushing it. You might have to go a little bit over, but you can do all of those trades to get those lucky Pokemon. And that is going to do it. So guys, don't forget, you can get the Dragon Medal during this event to get it to Platinum. It is one of the harder medals to get. So get out there, max out on XP, max out on, most importantly, Stardust, max out on XL Candy for Dratini, and have a lot of fun. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, to all of my likers, comment, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes their support, subscription, anticipation, next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.